Hi and welcome. My name is Natasha Tello. Welcome to another edition of Mega Agent Mondays. I'm super excited. Today I have with me the incredible Sandra Rathe, and so excited to learn a little bit more about you, Sandra, so our audience can know about what you've done and how incredibly successful you are in your business. So let's start by, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, well, first, thanks for having me. This is exciting. Yes, I'm Sandra Rathe, and I've been here at Keller Williams about 5 years and have been in real estate for about 12. Before real estate, I was actually an auditor for Pricewaterhouse right out of college as a CPA, and then went into corporate accounting. And after having 3 children, I decided to do something that was a little bit more flexible and found myself in the real estate world.
Awesome. So not a traditional trajectory into real estate, like CPA to realtor, right? We don't see that as much, but that's exciting. So talk to us a little bit about your journey in real estate. What does that look like? Let's start from the beginning. You've been in business now 12 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your team is doing incredibly well, but we didn't start there, right? We all started somewhere. What did it look like from the beginning to where you are today? Talk to us about that journey.
I would say the most consistent thing about my journey has been really consistency. Always trying to improve and do better and do the things that we do well consistently. So from the beginning, it started off as me, and then as very shortly adding people to the team and really trying to find like-minded people to join me and be on this journey with me, that we're a family. We're not just a bunch of agents working independently on the same team. We're a family of like-minded people.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the highs and lows on creating that whole business. What does that look like?
Highs and lows. So I would say on the high side is it's just such an incredible journey to watch people on the team grow and learn, and taking some people that have come from really nothing to being super successful and really building a great business with them. I would say that is the high. This year we hit a really amazing milestone of 92 million in sales, which
Congratulations.
10 years ago would I've ever thought we'd be here? Probably not. So that's pretty exciting, and to watch these agents that come in with no background, no experience, and to be able to close over 26 million. Our top agent closed this year.
On the team,
On the
right?
team, yeah. So it's exciting to watch them grow and become great business people along the way.
So what do you look for? That doesn't just happen, right? So what do you look for when you're looking to bring people into your world and on your team? What are you looking for in their DNA makeup, right?
Sure. And that's one of the hardest challenges, I think, in real estate for me, is the hiring process and looking for those great people. I think they have to be hardworking, humble, coachable, and hungry. So we need them to be people that are going to work hard and work smart and not be afraid to roll up their sleeves and really go that extra mile for their clients.
And get it done. So where have you found your best candidates? Like the people that have joined your journey, where have they come from?
That's a tough one. Some of them are it's just weird places that they find me, whether it be my top agent. I found him. He's a relative of somebody I did a listing for.
So through your sphere?
Through Sphere. We have an internship program that we've had probably 20 interns come through, and we have 2 of our active agents right now are past interns, and we have 2 more coming on the team in the next couple of months. And then a lot of agents that have approached me as they've seen us in the office and they wanted to join us. We've had them join that way. I think word of mouth and coming from people that have recommended them is the best place, because then that's a testimonial about somebody.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, your sphere of influence, your database, that's an untapped resource that a lot of agents forget, that's where you're going to get your talent pool. I'd love to know, I know our audience would love to know more about your intern program, because I've watched you with those interns over the last few years, and It's been really successful. If somebody wanted to start with interns, what was the first thing they should do?
Sure. So first you have to figure out what is it that an intern would do for you. How can they help your business, and you have to create a process for that. I think it's hard because in the real estate business we're not always in one place. So who's going to be mentoring that person, that intern or interns, and who's going to make them comfortable and feel loved and wanted in the office. And if we're all out and about running around, there's nobody here for that. So I would say that's the challenge number one is, well, what are they going to do and who is going to be helping them to be successful? When you leave them alone, they get bored, they get nervous, and then they don't want to come back. So you really do have to have a plan in place for them. And then you figure out, well, what is it that they're good at and how do we tap into that? So obviously we want to teach them some stuff about our business, but at the same time we want to tap into their talent. What are they good at? So if we have an intern who is an accounting major, that may not be your person doing social media for you.
Sure.
If you've got somebody who's on the marketing side, getting a degree in marketing, they might be great at social media. So you do have to kind of tailor it to what they're good at.
Okay, so when you seek interns, are you looking for them to fill specific jobs, or are you just looking to bring people in and then you figure out where they belong?
I would say the latter of the two.
Okay.
I have like all these buckets of things that they can do, and then, you know, the mix that we get may not accommodate every single job, and we'll just do the best we can with the ones that we get. But we do market the internship to marketing people, accounting people, journalism, wide variety of people.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to get started, would they reach out to their local? These are college students, interns, right? Not high school.
Most of them. We have
some?
tried high school before, and we've
Okay.
had some great experiences, but their schedule it's just not too flexible enough. They'd have to
Got
come
it.
in. By the time they got here, the agents were all leaving, and then it just wasn't. We weren't here for them.
Okay.
So we've stopped doing the high school ones. We do also take interns that are adults older than myself sometimes.
Okay.
We prefer college students that are getting college credit, but we can't always find those ones. So sometimes we will take maybe somebody who's getting their license and they want to get experience. It could be somebody in their 50s, 60s. We'll take them if they seem like they would be a good fit for the team. Absolutely. If we can help them and they can help us, we'll take them.
Okay, fantastic. If somebody wanted to get to college, is there a particular place they go for this? Is like
So for college students, we advertise on Indeed, and then
Okay.
we also advertise through Handshake, which is the program that most colleges use.
the portal. Okay, very cool. So let's kind of move back to, you mentioned a little bit about, kind of where you've hit this $92 million mark this year, right? And 12 years you've done this.
Mhm.
To what do you attribute that explosive growth? Because that's pretty incredible what you've done.
Yeah, this year and last year were crazy. Last year we closed, I think, 55 million, so we went from 55 to 92 in 1 year. And I mean, it's hard work, but I would say I did a lot of hiring during the pandemic, which while other people were kind of sitting back being a little bit afraid of what was going on out there, I actually
You hit the gas pedal.
did.
I watched that.
We did more advertising, we did more hiring. And hiring is not always my favorite thing to do, but I have a MAPS coach who also, that was his gas pedal. Every call, who'd you hire, who'd you interview? So we really put a lot of effort into hiring, and we ended up with some great agents that really have just taken off.
Awesome. So over the years, it's just kind of hearing that a little bit. Yes, you doubled this year, but you took a couple of years to get to that point.
Mhm.
What have been the big changes for you, like from where you started as a single agent to where you started adding some team members and an admin? I know coaching had a lot to do with
Sure. And I think creating systems and processes for everything. So whether it be how do we onboard an intern? How do we onboard a new agent? Everything has a system. So when somebody steps through the door, we push a button and it starts. That doesn't mean it's all automated,
it.
but
Sure.
the process is automated. So it starts sending out emails for training, emails to a virtual assistant that then sends passwords. So everything is a system.
So anything that's repeatable, anything you do more than once needs a system behind it, right?
Yep.
Is it the same thing for your the listing side, the buyer side of your business?
100% on the listing side for sure. It is a very, very well-oiled machine. We do the same thing for every single listing, whether it is a $70,000 mobile home or a $2 million mansion. We do the same process for every single thing. With people in place that they're going to do repeat.
And so, to some of our agents and teams out there who maybe don't have the the depth of the business that you have, yet you were a single agent at one time, and yet you created everything as a system. So as a single agent, there's no excuse, right? There's a system that they can implement to make this easy.
There is, and it makes it so much easier for yourself. Like a lot of anxiety that people have in life is because they don't have a system, because they don't know what's coming next, or they know they have this big bucket of things that they should be doing, but they don't know how to get it done. If you have a process and a system in place, the anxiety goes away, because on Monday you have to do A, B, C. On the 15th of the month you do D, E, and F. So you know what's coming.
Absolutely. Do you let your customers know what's kind of coming, right?
Yes, exactly, to alleviate their anxiety.
Yeah, that's what we do, right? So talk about your business. Like, where does most of your team's business come from at this point?
Well, we have a lot of different sources at this point, but the top source is going to be our farming, where we are working in specific neighborhoods and really understanding the neighborhood, understanding the people that are in there, developing a relationship with those people. So that's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Relationship building. So it's based on relationships with the people in the neighborhood. That would be number one. Our second would be from past clients that are coming back to either buy or sell another property. We have a client this year that we just did our 7th transaction for.
Wow.
And we started with him, sending him letters 12 years ago when I started farming, and we're up to 7 transactions for him. So I think that's like what keeps us going, is knowing that these past clients enjoyed working with us and they trust us over and over.
That's a testament to what you guys are doing is the right thing. So, okay, so the first one was farming. One of the things I know you guys do really well is you've had a newsletter, and you have that specific, you still have that going on?
Yep, we sure do.
Fantastic. You also do some community events.
We do. That's kind of fallen off a little bit because of the pandemic, unfortunately. We've done things in the past like client events, movies, we've done fall festivals. I'm trying to think what else. We've done bingo night, a bunch of different things, but we haven't done anything, unfortunately, since the pandemic.
And yet your business continued to grow.
It did.
So what I watched you do with your past customers is I saw you guys get deeper and deeper with things for your past customers. I happen to share a very close proximity to my office, and so can kind of see sometimes when you guys always have some new thing going on in there. Talk to us a little bit about that. What does that look like for you? Like, what do you do for your customers?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you're talking about seeing a lot of like little pink bags in our office, wrapping
Baskets,
paper.
wrapping paper. I see stuff all the time.
Yeah, so we're always putting together just little pop-by gifts that we can drop off and say, hey, we're thinking about you. We might not really have much to say at this point because we know you're probably not moving for a couple of years, but we still want to stay in touch with you, and we want you to know that we're thinking about you. So we'll have drop-offs. We have pumpkins. We dropped off poinsettias, and that kind of took over for some of the events that we couldn't do.
Right.
So we keep a list of everybody. We try to make sure we're touching all of our VIPs and our special people a couple times a year.
Awesome. Okay, so those would be your top 2. What would be your third source of business?
Third would be referrals from our sphere, past clients.
Agents?
Referrals.
Agent referrals?
Yes, we get a lot of agent referrals too. If you put all the referrals together, all the different buckets of referrals, that probably would actually be number 1, but I break it down into different subcategories, whether it be from an agent, that's one category, past clients, sphere is another category.
Okay, and do you market to those as well?
Do I market to
agents, you're already doing past clients and sphere, we know that, right? Do you market to agents for referrals?
I really don't. It's kind of just organic that it comes to us. When people go out and they look on the web to find, who's the top agent in this area, we get a lot of calls from, especially Keller Williams agents.
Sure.
Which of course we love.
They want to refer to their own.
Yeah, and then we get them from other agents too, because they'll look on Zillow, who's the top agent in the area, they'll find us and call us.
Okay, awesome. Obviously you've got so much going on, Sandra. What do you really attribute all the success to?
I think having great people, whether they're on my team or great leaders that we follow,
Thank
you know, I really think that for me anyways, it's always been about putting myself in a position with great people like yourself that will help support me and my team, providing great ideas, keeping us out of trouble. You know, whatever it is, it's always been, I think, having just really great people from the first day I got my license to today.
Who you surround yourself really does matter, right?
It does.
It totally matters. So what's your vision for the future? What do you see next? What's next for Sandra? Or for the team?
Yeah, you know, I want to just keep growing, but not at a crazy, you know, I don't want to just add agents just to add agents. I would like to see every agent on my team hitting 10 million for their own personal goals. For me, that would be a huge success to have everybody who's been in the business with my team for at least a year to be hitting 10 million.
That's a big deal.
Because I think that would really open a lot of doors for them. I have a lot of people on the team that are single moms, you know, people that they don't have another support system, and I think that would be amazing to watch them get to that level.
How do you provide, and I love that, how do you provide that balance for them, right? Because you did this business raising your children, which by the way, they're all successful and I know they're all in college, so, but there was a time where they were still home, right? And now you've got these women or dads on the team that are raising kids. How do you help them with that balance of business, being successful, and yet the family life?
Yeah, and I think that's hard because that was something that I think more and more people want, that balance. They want to be able to turn it off and have their family time. And I think with the team, we really try to understand like what is important to each person. And you know, if I have somebody who's really very involved in a church and they can't do things on Sunday, okay, Sunday's your day off. We'll figure out how do we work around that. We try to give them support in other areas so that they don't have to be on 24/7. When you're an individual agent, you're on all the time. So as a team member, we try to find ways to cover for that, and we provide leads that are more specific to each person's needs, trying to keep where they're going in a geographic area that makes sense for them, an area that they're comfortable in, an area that maybe they know more than another agent on the team. You know, so we really just try to focus on what works for them. And then I think I raised 3 kids that were within 3 years of each other's age, right? So obviously I've been there, I've done that.
And they had sports and they had extracurricular activities and they were not in a school in your backyard, right? So you've done this.
And so, you know, I can help them with navigating that. And, you know, our conversations aren't all about real estate. It's, okay, where's your mommy network? Who's helping you get your child to school when you can't because you're sick or, you know, you need help with something? If we have somebody on the team that has a medical condition, you know, we're going to help that person out. So it's definitely more of a family than it is of a bunch of agents just working together. And we try to figure out what can we do to help make your life easier.
You mentioned family. Talk to us a little bit about the DNA of your team, because that is something that I notice about your team.
Mm-hmm.
What is that special DNA sauce that you guys have?
Yeah, so I think what I've learned over the years that's most important, it's not necessarily the skill set that somebody has, it's really about culture. And, you know, when you first come to Keller Williams, everybody's talking about culture, and you're like, what are we talking about? And I get it. It's all about culture, because I've had agents on the team that, yeah, they could sell, they had a good skill set, but were they the right culture? Were they the right fit for the team? Were they supporting each other, or was it all about them? If it's all about them, it's not gonna work. They might be great agents and great people, but it's just not a good match for the team. So over the years, I've definitely realized that it has to be a match for the team. Everybody has to like each other and support each other.
It's a big deal. That whole, you know, having that team meshing really well is a big deal, right? If one is broken, the whole thing doesn't go.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. So what are you the most proud of accomplishing?
I think showing my kids what I could do in a very short time. You know, when they were little, I was a stay-at-home mom for a little while. I helped with charity events and things like that. And then one day I said, let's turn on this. And I thought it would just be a little hobby. Here I am 12 years later.
Quite a hobby you've created.
Yeah, and my kids are, especially my girls, they're so proud to see what I've been able to build. And I hope that I've given them the courage and the motivation to do whatever they want to do. You know, they can be successful with whatever they embark on.
You've set a great example. You, as a powerful woman leader, you really are setting a great example for them and a lot of the women out there. So hats off to you, girl. What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, for fun. Well, I like to travel with my family. We have a property in North Florida, well, central North Florida, where we have boats and
I've seen your photos. It's like a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like taking life back to, you know, a quieter time. It's a very quiet area, and it's family time and friends time. So I can still work from there, but
Right.
I'm spending time with my family and my friends, and it's taking a little bit back to nature. We do a lot of boating and water sports.
I see your son on those water skis. He's pretty good, actually.
Yes, he is.
That's awesome. So I know you're also play some sports.
Yes.
Yeah. Do people know what you do for sports?
Oh, I don't know. I play soccer myself, and my daughter plays soccer, and we love to go to NHL games. We have season tickets, so we support our Panthers.
Awesome.
Yep.
They've done pretty well, actually.
And
Surprising for a Florida team. And you guys like to ski.
And we like to ski. So this year we actually bought an investment property in Colorado so that we
Makes
can,
sense.
again, take the family out there and spend more family time together.
And I love that investing because that's something that you guys really focus on. I know that's more of, I guess, your husband's role right now in your world.
Mhm.
But investing is a big deal for you guys as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So if there was a theme song to your life, what would your theme song
I'm
be?
not so good with Yeah, I'm not going to come up with one of those.
No, you don't have a song? Oh, I don't know. I think I can think of a bunch of songs for you, but
All right,
we'll have that.
you
We'll
can
have
give me
that.
one.
We'll have that conversation maybe offline. Would that be better?
Okay.
Awesome. So, what would one piece of advice, something you want to leave our audience with, what would piece of advice for them be?
I would say never give up. And never take no for an answer. Always keep pushing, not in a use salesman kind of way, but
Right.
as a, you know, when you start to feel like this is a hard business, because it is a hard business.
Right.
Don't give up. Figure out what it is to do and be consistent. Whatever you do, be consistent about it. Don't try it once and give up. Try it repeatedly until you have enough data to decide if it's going to be a success or not, and just don't give up.
And we started that way with consistency. You ended that way. I know that you are a master at that consistent task methods, right? And I love that. And never give up, because we don't know what we can accomplish, right? We give up too soon as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, listen, this was awesome getting to hang with you and getting to chat and letting everybody get to know you a little bit better, Sandra. I wish you all the best, and I know this year you guys are going to kick butt. So,
Thank you.
Excited for what's to come.
All your support.
My pleasure. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, guys, till next time.